Support for this podcast comes from St. Alphonsus Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Clinics, with physicians, physical therapists, and trainers who treat sports and performance-related injuries, with locations across the valley. More information on services and locations at stalphonsus.org/stayactive.
In collaboration with Boise State Public Radio, the Community Library presents a new podcast, Sheep Stories. I'm host Vance Cunningham. Join me as we listen through the archives of the Trailing of the Sheep Festival to learn about the Scottish, Basque, and Peruvian immigrants foundational to the sheep herding industry over the past century. Hear their stories of traveling to Idaho and learning the language of the sheep. Find Sheep Stories wherever you get your podcasts and at boisestatepublicradio.org.
From Boise State Public Radio, this is The Connector, and that means it's Idaho's Daily News. Good morning. I'm George Prentice. This morning, we have updated flu and COVID vaccine information, but of course, that doesn't mean access for everyone. We've got details on that. We have a new report card on Idaho's finances, and a big decision was made this week concerning the area of impact in McCall. Do you know what that means? We'll help you out. It is Friday, the 12th of September, and here come today's stories. Updated flu and COVID vaccines and updated guidelines will soon be widely available in Idaho. But as Jackson Holmes reports, federal changes may impact accessibility of those vaccines.
New updates to vaccines come amid a spike in COVID-19 in Boise. Dr. Ann Weiss, the Director of Clinical Services for Primary Health, says we can also expect an uptick in flu cases later this fall.
It's actually a good time right now to get your flu vaccines before the flu season takes off, so you have protection through the whole season.
Weiss also recommends people receive the newest COVID booster. However, recent changes to federal guidelines may make that process more difficult for some.
There are some competing guidelines out there as to who else should get it, but the FDA has made their recommendations, and we're just kind of waiting for further, hopefully, expansion of those availability for people.
New FDA guidelines limit the COVID vaccine to those 65 and older, and anyone with a serious medical condition. Flu vaccines for adults older than 19 are available in most pharmacies and clinics across the state. Jackson Holmes, Boise State Public Radio News.
On Thursday, we received a new financial report card from the Idaho Division of Financial Management. For the month of August, Idaho's general fund took in about $415 million. That's ahead of plan, but fiscal year to date, they're behind, a 2.8% miss. Sales tax collections exceeded forecast. Individual income taxes were above prediction, but corporate income taxes missed by a wide margin. Only about $1 million was accrued. Compare that to the prediction of $6.2 million. Workers in the Sawtooth National Forest have unionized. Following a majority vote, they joined the National Federation of Federal Employees. The Mountain Express is reporting that NFFE Local 752 had already represented workers in the Boise, Payette, and Salmon Challis National Forests. With their new membership, workers in the Sawtooth will now have the benefits of the union's collective bargaining, plus lobbying and legal support. Earlier this year, dozens of employees of the Sawtooth National Forest were terminated in a purge of staffing engineered by Elon Musk's then Doge layoffs. Valley County Commissioners yesterday unanimously approved a massive reduction to the area of impact around the city of McCall. Impact areas are not part of the city, but are subject to city zoning code, and lines are now being reconsidered to meet a new state law that was passed just last year. Troy Oppie reports.
If you live in an area of impact, you don't pay city taxes or vote for city council, even though its zoning code decisions can impact your property. And county commissioners in Valley County didn't get input into code ordinances either, says Valley County Commission Chair Sherry Maupin.
So we have no voice at that level. When planning and zoning meetings are happening, we don't have legal representation there to say, hey, it's not legal.
But the county does have veto power over code decisions in the area, and 3 of 7 members of the City of McCall's Planning and Zoning Commission represent the impact area, confirmed to the role by county commissioners. Commissioners now want full control of those areas.
That's a dramatic policy shift from what has occurred in the last 47 plus years.
That's McCall Community and Economic Development Director Michelle Grunveld. The city and county had dramatically different ideas for how the impact areas should be drawn. Grunveld says the city submitted its proposed boundary map to the county, which complied with the new state law, but didn't significantly shrink the impact area. The county took only its boundary proposal through the public hearing process, yesterday approving a 93% reduction in McCall's area of impact. It also denied the city's request to reconsider its map.
It kind of ignores all of the long-range planning that's occurred, all the public input, and a lot of data analysis.
The county plans new rules for water quality and design in the coming months. McCall says its city council and legal team will consider public feedback and work together on what comes next. Troy Oppie, Boise State Public Radio News.
And that is today's episode of The Connector. I'm George Prentice. We'll see you back here, Monday. And you can stay in touch with us between now and then on our website, that's boisestatepublicradio.org, or download the free Boise State Public Radio app, and for goodness sakes, tell your friends about The Connector and for you. Thanks for listening.